Hey, what's up, y'all? This your boy Shawn Fonteno, aka Solo, aka Franklin from Grand Theft Auto 5. Look, man, you're watching Hype TV. Don't miss this, man. It's a good one. All right.
I am here today with the one and only Shawn Solo Fonteno, the face, the voice, the personality behind Grand Theft Auto 5, Grand Theft Auto, just Grand Theft Auto. Okay, if you know Grand Theft Auto, then you know Shawn's voice, you know his personality. Yeah. So
Franklin.
Franklin is the man.
Yeah.
Franklin is the man, but Franklin didn't get it easy. That's for sure.
Uh, no, he didn't.
Nah, neither did you. So we're going to talk about that today. I understand you just released your book, Game Changer. Yeah, how does that feel?
Feels good, man. Feels good. It's right here. I know this thing is tripping because I got the.
Oh yeah, just hold it down there in front of your shirt. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, the book is here. So yeah, I just released it. I feel good. It's been a 2.5 year process because my life story is involved in it, and it's hard when you start talking about your personal stuff. You feel me? When you start putting your personal business to the world, because this not just to a few friends, it's going to the world, the complete world, because Grand Theft Auto is a globally thing. So
Right.
the reason it took so long because during the COVID time I was pretty much in and out of it. But yeah, it took 2 years, and it was hard because I had a lot of things in it. When I first wrote the book, it was like this thick. Then when it was time to get ready to put the book out, which I was going to do for my birthday last year, which my birthday is April 8th, coming up in about a week. So yeah, I'm an April 8th.
I love
So
that.
I start pushing it back and pushing it back. And then I start contemplating on, should I put my story out there? Because once you put something out there, it could be the smallest thing that you slip in your book that you will regret because somebody else will find it. You might not see it because you're blind to your own creation, so it just took me a while. I kept pulling the book back and I kept taking stuff out, pulling this out. Should I put this in there? Should I put that in there? So it got to the point where I wasn't even going to do it. But then my wife was like, let's put it out. Let's get this done.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I just went on and was like, you know what, it's time. And then, Rockstar, of course, they was behind me. Like, man, let's put this out, man. Your story needs to be told, So
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's available as an ebook, right? Is there print copies in circulation?
everything. It's the
Okay.
print, it's the ebook, it's the voice audio book is coming, which the fans are going to love because they love this voice. So
Yes.
and I also have a graphic novel that's coming. It's a comic book of
Oh
my
my
story.
God.
Yeah, it's a real comic book of my story. So it's coming, man. I got merchandise in it, and my you can get to me through Amazon, Barnes and Noble. I have a website. You can get to me through Apple Books, all the platforms. But if you go to my website, it's called sologamechanger.com. And you get to see everything regarding my book.
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, you got to leverage this. You built this empire, and the Rockstar Games has built this empire around your persona, right? So when it came down to sharing your stories in the book, and I can totally relate to how difficult it is to start to open yourself up on that level. What was one of the stories that you were hesitant to share that you actually decided to put in the book?
Well, I went through a personal situation. I want to say about 15, 20 years ago, about 20 years ago, to where, me being an ex guy in the street, getting to the money, what I'm trying to say, a D-boy, and I lost it all like in overnight. It was just like shit just started happening. It just started coming, and I started losing everything. Now I had a family and everything to provide for, and I had expenses. I created a $4,000 house note, a little bit higher, car notes and truck notes, and these all expensive bills. So a lot was on my shoulder, and I was fighting 2 cases. I had an ankle monitor on. So it was just a lot loading on me, and me being a strong dude and being from the city of Watts and, gang banging, I always felt I can take on anything. But let me tell you, man, it's hard to talk about it, but suicide is a hard thing. And it got in my head, and it was not a good feeling. You know what I mean? It's, when they truly say you got this good one and this bad one on your shoulder, the bad one catch you when you at your lowest point, and it start getting in your ear, either start killing people, robbing, taking, hurting, or either, do yourself just to get rid of these problems. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not an alcoholic. I never did any of that, but I was addicted to pills for a long time, taking opiates. So, them kind of stories, but me kicking off and getting off of this and surviving the suicidal stuff, it's in the book. And it was hard just putting that in there, There was a few more things that I don't chose to talk about because I took it out the book completely. But that was one of the top ones of my suicide stuff, man. I really felt it because the brain is powerful. Once you put something in there, it'll make you either do it, get close to doing it, or either walk away if you're strong enough. And I got a family that prayed, and they were strong enough to pull me through it. And I'm here now, so.
Yes. Well, one thing I think you did when you decided to put it in there is take the shame away and take the power back from holding that in. We go through traumatic things, and I talk about trauma a lot on my different platforms and transformation. And we give it that power when we choose not to talk about it. So you putting it in there, not only is it healing for you, but just imagine how many lives it's going to touch. Black men in particular who are dealing with their own, pasts and upbringing and challenges that have been put on them throughout, history. So I commend you for being willing to be transparent and open up about that.
Yeah, it was tough, me being abused as a child, physically abused, like getting beat, like every minute. It felt like to me as a kid, but it was probably 3 times a week from my stepfather, who was a heroin addict. So he took it out on me, because I had a little sister and a little brother, but I caught the blunt of it, and he taught me hatred. And that's why the first chapter in the book is called Numb, because I take you back there to when I was getting them beatings, and then me witnessing him dying from a heroin overdose at that age. And I had no conscience, no heart, no nothing. I just stood there in front of him while he was on the floor dying. And I was like, die, just die, because you beat me so much that it made me hate you. And I just wanted to get you away from me. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I put a lot of things in the book that, hopefully it touched some people. That's what I'm trying to do, because I've been through pure hell, and now I'm getting a taste of heaven. So, I just feel like you said, if you just release your life, you can move on to your next phase in life. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm just trying to do. I'm just trying to do good, man. So I'm going to let the kids know, read it. Let the adults know, read it, man. Talk to someone,
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a conversation starter. I love that. So you even talk about some near-death experiences. You get into a lot of the risky decisions and behaviors you made, coming up in Watts, gangs, all of that. So what do you think is one thing people will be surprised to learn about you from reading the book?
Man, that I'm a provider. I'm real big on being a provider. I'm a loner. Reading the book, you will find out that that you can make it through all the obstacles pretty much in life if you just stay grounded, believe in God, and being around people that are God fearing. That's the number one thing. I was just around people that just kept God in my life. Even when the devil was pulling me, they kept fighting for me. Like my wife, she right before I got the job at a video game, I was reckless in the streets. When I say reckless, I was just reckless around the wrong people. And she kind of gave me a hint, like, you need to get away from these certain people, which were my friends and family. And she told me things will open up for you. It'll open up big for you. Trust me. Yeah. So I just listened to her and I got away from them. I'm talking about went cold turkey, just got away from everybody. And I started getting phone calls from Rockstar Games to do Grand Theft Auto 5. I start spending the majority of my time in New York, you know what I'm saying, working. I never gave I didn't have no more time to find bullshit or negative, you know what I'm saying? I was working and I started paying taxes and I started learning the tax and stuff. And when you get into another bracket, you're getting cut in half. So it was just, I started learning to live my life. So, it's a cold little story, but everybody gonna love it, man.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds transformational, really. More. I mean, obviously, you're a cultural icon at this point. With over 155 million plus people. With the game. So it's serious business, but I mean, real life is serious business, and the moves you've made to reinvent your life, I think, are really powerful, and just a topic that I love to dive a little deeper into. So, obviously you mentioned that reassessing your circle, putting yourself around good people, was one of the ways that you transformed your life. What was another thing you had to break through mentally, emotionally, or even physically to start and turn things around for yourself?
I had to start talking to people about my issues, like, my family. They never knew that I was really taking pain pills, and I was taking them, to be honest with you, I was taking them to wipe the pain away, not physically, but the stuff that I was going through. It's like you take an opiate and it just puts you in a happy space. You know what I'm saying? I did it for years and years till I finally said, I got to get myself back. I have to grab myself back. I have to kick this. And kicking it wasn't easy. It was not easy. It was the worst shit I think I've ever been through. I think I wanted to commit another suicide, rehabbing, but that's the price you pay, you know what I'm saying, for putting all this stuff in your body. So I just started talking, releasing it. I just started discussing it with my family. Hey, I'm an addict to medication and I need help. I want y'all to ride this ride with me, anything I've done wrong, I start admitting to it to my family, because I was like a Kaisi Sosa. I don't know if people ever saw The Unusual Suspects. It was a movie that came out a long time ago, and it was a guy that you least would have thought that he was the criminal or he was the bad person, but he comes home and he's the nicest guy, quiet and cool. And when I start opening up to who I was and what I was doing, I start opening up more. So I tell people, talk to your kids. If you have any kids, man, talk to them. Find out how their day going. Find out what's going on with them, because you never know what somebody's going through. And it's not just kids, it's anybody. If you got a close friend or sister or whoever, ask them. It's okay to say, how's your day going? Everything good? Are you okay? And look in a person's eye, because the eyes tell everything, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. That's what made my transformation so good, that I started talking to my close family and letting them know what I was going through, and can they help me get out of it.
Yeah, well, I know people are going to feel like they got a new family member. It sounds like, listening to your story, reading your book, somebody that understands them. So I just see it becoming something that's a game changer for a lot of people's lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, even if one person bought the book, you know, I mean, it's doing good, but I'm just glad I put my story out, man. You know,
Yeah.
it's somebody's going to read it and somebody's going to get something from it. Trust me.
Mhm.
Trust. I got good reviews so far from everybody that read it, like saying it's the best book they read in a long, long, long time. You know, and I feel great to feel that person of an author now. Now I consider myself as an author. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yes.
added that. Yeah, I added that to my resume. So pat myself on the
Yes.
back.
Yes. Yes, you are. I love that. You know what? Especially when you're someone who's gone through a lot of crap, you've been through trauma, you've been through abuse, you've been in the streets, all of that. Like, you got to pat yourself on the back when you're doing stuff that's moving you forward, or when you're doing stuff that's impacting other lives. So absolutely. I'm celebrating with you. I'm excited to get my copy in the mail. I'm gonna holler at your publicist about that, but I'll make sure mine gets
Yeah.
signed. So, you know,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
most definitely.
yeah, that's a collectible, that's a keepsake. Um, so all right, so you've lived this kind of like fantasy life that a lot of people only could even imagine, right? That's all that they could do. It's real for you. It's real for the men and women who live out here in LA, who've been in the streets, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
people get to experience this through the game, and it's so crazy, like some of the stuff that they go through in the game. So let's talk about the game a little bit and like being in the game, right? So what was that experience like, getting the role and then, acting through some of the scenes?
It's a chapter in my book called GTA. It tells the story on me, how I got the job.
Mhm.
I owe it to a friend of mine named DJ Pooh. Everybody should know who he is. He's a legend. If you don't know him, and if you watch the movie Friday, he was the co-writer on the movie Friday with Ice Cube. He was the guy in there that got his chain snatched, red. He's a mega producer over everybody, Tupac, Snoop, Dre, you name it, he's had his hands on it. I owe it all to him, man. You know, he just kept pulling on me. Even when I didn't want to, he would just pick up the phone and say, bro, come through, man. Come through. And I was like, nah, I'm out here in these streets, man. And he forced me to come through for Grand Theft Auto. I didn't want to do it, but he forced. And I went through there, and man, Lord, look, I was just like, man, God, I know you got a plan for me now. I see it. Because he kept calling me. Like, he had me. A lot of people don't know I was in the movie The Wash, with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. I was the kidnapper. I was actually fat. It was me and
Okay.
him. He was Slim and I was Face when he was saying 50 Cent, dog, and I said, quit saying my name on the phone, fool, you know, all that type of stuff. So people, when they hear that and they finally see it, they be like, oh shit, that was you. But I was chunkier then, you know. So yeah, you know, to get into the video game stuff, man, it wasn't easy, because when I got there, you know, I was thinking I was just going to have a paper and sitting in front of a mic and in a booth and just read lines from a paper, you know, easy stuff. Just sit back and lend my voice to it. No, it's worse. It's tough. It's harder. You got to put a real tight suit on, all these markers all over you, all over your head, and a camera in your face with a bright light. And you in a big old place, 20,000 square feet, and you got all these directors and producers and all these people all around you. Now, mind me, I was chunkier then, so I was very uncomfortable being in this tight ass scuba diving suit. And I'm standing in front of all these people looking at my butt, my stomach. So I was just like, oh my God. Now let alone you gotta run lines. You have to really act. It ain't just no you just doing no, we really got to act. We had thousands of pages of script, and they want you to run. If they hand you 3 pages, they want you to run all 3 pages straight through without no mistakes. If you make a mistake, they cut and start back from the beginning. Now, I'm not an actor, so it was hard for me to do that, you know, because in a movie you could say cut, and pick it up from there and keep on going when you're doing a real movie. But video games is a total different world, man. If anybody that know anything about motion capture work, man, you know, they call us voice actor, but we are performers because we have to make that character come to life. That character that these people love so much, they love him because I gave him life. I poured all my charisma, my street, my whatever I have, I gave it all into that character. You know what I'm saying? Because they made him look just like me. They scanned me and they created this character. So it's a process. It's a very lengthy process. You know, you gotta go somewhere and get scanned first for like hours so they can create every cut and tattoo on your body to create this character. You got to go to Paramount Studios and try on, it felt like to me thousands, but maybe 100 outfits because the character changed outfits all through the game. Mm-hmm. So it's a process. It's a process. Then you being away from home for 3 weeks out of a month, and you come home for 2 weeks, and then you go back for 3 weeks. I did that for 3 years. So it paid off. You know what I'm saying? It paid off, man.
I believe it did. I'm sure it did. Wow, that's mind blowing, though. Like,
and then this right here.
Yes, I was just gonna ask you about it. All right, everybody. So, Rockstar Games is releasing, or have they already released it? Do we know the date yet?
It came out December 15th. Okay.
Grand Theft Auto, the contract, right? And so this story inside the game centers around you guys, the agency, having to go and recover Dr. Dre's like priceless phone, right?
Yeah.
And everything that happens in between there. So
yeah, they brought me back when I was shocked. Because after years, the game I did came out in 2013. And it's amazing, man, God, man, I give all the glory to God that my game was one of the only games that lasted this long of a time. No game has just one game now, you know. Yeah, one GTA, they make another GTA, another one. Mine is still relevant since 2013. My game is the only game that still played. It was played on PlayStation 3, 4, and now 5. No game has ever did that. And then you call me after all these years and say, hey, we want to bring you back to work with Dr. Dre and all these icons, Anderson .Paak, Snoop, Busta Rhymes, you know, all these people, man, Kendrick Lamar. I was like, what? So they gave Franklin a beard now, you know, it made him a little older. So now Franklin is a boss. He's the man now, you know, after going through what he went through in Grand Theft Auto 5, of tagging along behind these two other characters, which is Michael and Trevor. Now Franklin come from the hood over there. Now he owns buildings like this. You know what I'm saying? He's the man now. So yeah, Dr. Dre, he contracted me to get his phone back with all this priceless music on there, Nipsey Hussle, everybody. So wow, who would have thought that, man? So that's why I truly believe in when God has a plan for you, nobody can stop that. You know what I'm saying? What's for you is for you, you know?
That's evidence right there. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine the soundtrack for this game is going to be crazy.
It's sick. It's out. December 15th, it came out, and the music is in the game. It's crazy. It's doing great numbers. Great numbers.
Y'all forgive me. I'm not really a gamer. I did play Grand Theft Auto 5, you know, back then. Everybody played it. It was just like a movie. It was everything. So yeah. But I am an author, and I also love that you're sharing your story with the world now, because people get to really learn from your life and your journey. And you're so much more than the character in the game. So yeah. Congratulations on this big step. Tell us a little bit, you know, about what you envision, what's next, where you see the rest of your career going or your focus going.
My career, man, I really want to get back into the movies. I want to get back into landing like a lot of people in my comments, man, I did a interview and it got a whole lot of millions of views, man. I'm thankful that the fans love me because they view it. And I get a lot of comments that people like, man, you should go try out and get pulled on to one of 50 movies series or Snowfall or something like that. And when I look at all them characters on there, I'll be like, man, I could have played any of them characters. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm a bad looking guy. Like for the camera, I think I can fit it and play either an older guy. If they cut all this off and make me a younger guy, I don't know. But yeah, I'm getting into the movie stuff. And also I got, of course I got the book and I got a couple other business ventures that I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? I got my daughter, she got one of the best bakery. She cooked the best bakery stuff, man. Her name is Bailey's Sweet Treats. So you can go on Instagram and look at Bailey's Sweet Treats, and you will see she has a top list, A-list customers. I'm talking about when you go see, you're gonna be like, wow, okay, Shawnee O'Neal, Lisa Ray, and she has the best stuff. People drive from far just to come to her house and pick up stuff. So I'm gonna work with her, and we're gonna open up a bakery.
Yeah.
In the Ladera Heights area, because it's like the mid part where everybody can come from. And
well, we need more Black owned, women owned, businesses.
Yeah.
And so she's starting young. You're building a legacy. I love that.
Yeah. Her and my wife, they want to run that. So that's going to be cool. But that's pretty much what I got my hands in. And whatever comes my way, I'm gonna look it over, and if it makes sense, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Some things now done got to the point that I can turn stuff down, not to sound egotistic or something, but if it's not good for me, I can walk away from it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to force myself to say I need it, thank God, so that's what I'm at now.
You got a whole fresh start. It's been years in the making. Franklin's a boss, but Solo's the boss. Okay, so Solo's the boss. So the world gets to experience all of your gifts and everything you bring to your story, to your entrepreneurial business talents. So I say, go for it, man. Whatever it is, the sky's the limit. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you. I'm listening. Trust me.
Yeah, so all right, thank you. Well, is there anything else you want the readers at Hype Magazine or the audience at Hype TV to know? And where can they follow your journey?
First you can follow me and keep up with me with my social media. It's called, I've been trying my best to get the name changed, because when I started my Instagram, I started it when I wasn't even in the field of the business I'm in now. So it's called Solo 118, which is my nickname, Solo. Solo 118 on Instagram, Shawn Solo Fonteno on Twitter and Facebook and TikTok. I got a lot of followers on TikTok. It's crazy. Yeah, man, I just want, people, when they look at this on Hype Magazine, to understand, man, that, if you read the book, you're going to love it. I guarantee you, because it's going to hit home with a lot of people. And it's not just the people that are going through something. It's just people that want to read a good book. It's a good book. It's a real good book, Because
I love your story. And you guys make sure you go to Amazon or wherever you get your books at, and check out Solo's book, Game Changer. Yeah. Got to do it.
sologamechanger.com, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books. It's a host of places. So if you go to sologamechanger.com, you will see all the places that it's available. You go to my social media, really Instagram, Solo118, you will see the link is in my bio. I got a lot of followers, man. I'm happy of that, so
any idea when the Audible might be coming?
The Audible is actually, we're getting it loaded up now, because it took a little bit longer because I had to run back to the studio and do what I do best. So doing the audiobook was easy because that's what I do. I'm a voice actor. So it just took a little longer because, you in the studio doing it. And, but it'll be out, I think, next week, between this weekend and next week for sure. So I will do an update on all my social media platforms to let them know that it's available, because everybody's asking, where is the audio book? And
Yeah,
it's
I know.
coming.
It's coming.
It's
Yeah,
coming.
I know the squad is probably working furiously to get it ready because they know everybody wants that. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure
Yeah.
I get some extra copies for some people I know would really, really enjoy reading your story. So
Okay.
love that. Thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate you, man.
Now I appreciate doing this with you. So